told you guys that this was not it. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, of course I'm talking about this Benjamin Sesko saga. He's got the choice between Man United and Newcastle, and he's currently talking to his family, friends, agents, etc., representatives, and he's trying to assess his options, and he's trying to see which option is the best. However, I firmly and very loudly expressed my concerns about this deal. I did say that when Arsenal were interested and Leipzig were quoting Benjamin Sesko at 90 million euros, I said that's a ridiculous price for somebody who's unproven, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to play the card of he's not Premier League proven, which he isn't, of course, because he's never played in the Premier League. And I say it myself, I think it's ridiculous to call someone not Premier League proven when he's clearly never played in the Prem. That is the most obvious thing. However, Sesko, for me, is not a proven goal scorer. Forget being Premier League proven. He's not a proven goal scorer because, fair enough, this season he was their top scorer, I think, if I'm not wrong. But from the moment you get outscored by Lois Openda, no disrespect, Lois Openda, I think, is a good footballer. From the moment you get outscored by your teammate by 10 goals, red flags, man. Red flags. And I expressed my concerns. I said, this is not going to end well. If Manchester United enter those negotiations and they enter the race for Benjamin Sesko, it is not going to end well. And the fact that us and Newcastle, let me not say us, I'm trying to speak from a neutral perspective here, even though I am a big United fan. The fact that United and Newcastle have both entered the race in signing Benjamin Sesko, I did say, not publicly, but I did tell my friends and stuff, I said, this is going to turn into a public bidding war. This is what Leipzig want. They want a public bidding war, and it's literally going to be like an auction. 80 million, who goes for more? 85, 90. And I said to my friends, best believe Leipzig are fooling everyone. They don't want 90 million. They do not want 90 million. They're going to try their best, their absolute best, to try and milk 100 million out of this guy. They make no mistake. They want 100 million, but they're just not saying it publicly. That's my view on it. Newcastle put in the bid 2 days ago of 75 plus 5 in add-ons, I believe. Actually, let me confirm that. Don't want to be chatting nonsense. There we go. This was 2 days ago. RB Leipzig view Newcastle offer for Benjamin Sesko as insufficient. So the first bid from Newcastle got rejected. This is from David Ornstein. Proposal 75 million euros plus 5 from Newcastle after Leipzig asked interested clubs for roundabout 75 plus add-ons and sell-on. So this is basically, you could say, what Leipzig have been asking for this whole time. Newcastle came in with that bid and it's been rejected. 2 days later, today, news just came in about an hour ago. Newcastle make improved bid to RB Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko. New offer worth at least 80 million after positive talks between clubs and with 22-year-old striker. So all of a sudden, it's not 75 plus 5 anymore. Now all of a sudden, it's not 75 plus 5 in add-ons and sell-on clause anymore, but it's 80. Best believe they're going to try and drive this up to 100 million. Best believe they're going to try and drive this up to 100 mil. I'm telling you guys. And Man United cannot fall into this trap. It would be absolutely ridiculous to pay close to 90 million or 100 million even. Forget 100 is crazy. But it would be absolutely crazy from United to pay close to 90 million for a 22-year-old unproven goal scorer who got outscored by Lois Openda by 10 goals last season. I have to keep saying it because, again, I'm not somebody who massively pays attention to stats, but that one there is a red flag for me. There are other options in the Premier League. You can try and go for Mateta if you don't want an old striker in Watkins. Even though with Watkins, you know exactly what you're going to get. Premier League proven, goal scorer, Double figures in the 5 seasons he's been in the Premier League. He's going to give you double figures guaranteed. And if you want to talk about style of play, he can fit into the style of play. He's dynamic. He's not your typical centre forward who's just going to stay forward and wait for the ball. He's dynamic. He can shift to the right. He can shift to the left. He can drift out on both sides. He can drop deep and link up play. All of that stuff. If you play the ball deep for Watkins, he can go out in a 1v1. He can chip the goalkeeper. He's got a different range of finishes in his locker. The answer's right there. If you don't want to go for Watkins because he's old, fair enough. Go for Mateta. 27, I believe. There are other options out there. I just don't understand why United are even waiting. They're waiting at the moment. That's one thing I'll probably be happy about, is the fact that they haven't made an official bid or written proposal yet, because they're waiting for Sesko to make a decision. And if Sesko decides Man United is the team I want to go for, then and only then United will put in a bid. I'm quite happy about that, because United need to be looking at what's happening right now and go, hold on a minute. If 75 plus 5 is not enough, if 80, I don't know if that's going to get accepted or not. If 80 is not enough, I'm telling you, Leipzig are going to try and go for 100 mil. And Newcastle, because they're desperate and because they know that Isak's going to leave, most likely, they have to get the replacement in before they let Isak go. So they will probably pay a ridiculous amount of money for Sesko. And that's going to be ironic, because they always say United overpay, but anything over 70 for me is even crazy, to be honest. I'll be completely honest with you. Anything over 60 for me is crazy for an unproven goal scorer, because to pay that amount of money for Sesko means he is the next superstar of strikers. And right now, I'm sorry, but I can't see that. I'm not seeing it. I will put my faith and trust in 3 other Premier League strikers at Man United before I put my trust in Sesko. And that's no disrespect to Sesko, but I'm just talking about the price tag here. What are we doing? We cannot engage. I repeat, we cannot engage in an unnecessary bidding war for an unproven goal scorer. And we can't just go off the fact, and I respect, people's opinions. Of course I do. I've seen some of my friends put out videos and they gave their opinions. Listen, this whole signing young strikers, it scarred me, man. This Rasmus Højlund thing, it has scarred me. So right now, yes, we're in a transitional phase. We're trying to rebuild. But I go back to, for example, what a Man City used to do. They brought in Premier League proven quality. The likes of Wilfred Boney, the likes of Jack Rodwell, even though it didn't end up working out. They brought in Premier League proven Craig Bellamy and all of these Premier League stars, I would say, quote unquote. Premier League proven. And then when the project started to gain form, that's when they went outside and brought in foreign talent, etc., etc. Listen, Sesko's going to have moves all along his career, man. He could stay at Leipzig for another season and he'll still get a move next year. I just don't think Man United should be engaging in this bidding war, man. Stay away, Man United. Please stay away, because this is not smelling good. I'm telling you, people, this is not smelling good at all. Listen, this new bid from Newcastle, do not be surprised if it gets rejected again. I'm telling you, Leipzig are trying to milk the life out of this deal. They want 100 mil. They're going to try and flip this now and say, well, it was 75 plus 5 before, and now we actually want 85 plus 10. I'm telling you, it's going to be close to 100. 95 minimum. And Man United cannot, and I repeat, cannot engage in such a bidding war. Please do not do this, because we will regret it. This has got red flags written all over it. So, listen, I had to come out and express my concern about this, because I'm not feeling this, man. Not feeling it at all. Watkins is right there. People are complaining about paying 40 to 50 million for someone who gives you double figures every season. Yet you would happily spend over 80 80, because that's the price now. If Man United were thinking about making a proposal, this is the minimum now. 80. People are happily willing to pay over 80 for an unproven goal scorer. Nah, please. Please. We can't make the same mistake again. We can't make the same mistake again. But hey, listen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I feel like I had to jump on here and express my concern and my fear of Man United possibly getting sucked in an unnecessary bidding war for someone who I think is a decent striker, but we're talking about potential here, and I can't sign another striker based on potential. I'm sorry. Højlund has scarred me too much. So there it is. People are going to turn around and say, well, we can't do this, unproven striker, so we can't sign an unproven striker again. Yes, we can do that. We can look at the past and go, this hasn't worked out. We don't want to do this for now. Because remember, if Watkins were to come in, it would be for what, maybe three-year deal plus one. You know, he leaves the club when he's what, 33, 34. People act like when you turn 30, all of a sudden your powers get sucked out of you and you can't play anymore. Like this is not 20 years ago. We're in 2025. 30-year-old strikers in this modern day football era are still very prolific and very good. Listen, abort mission, Man United. Abort mission. Abort mission, Sesko. This has got red flags all over it. All over it. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below, people. You know what to do. It's road to 20K, closing in on 18. Appreciate your support every single time. The season's starting soon, so you know we'll be there 100%. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.